Bonjour, bonjour. Today is Sunday, November 24th, and we are 2 weeks away. 2 weeks. I know every week I say this, but can you believe it? 2 weeks. 2 weeks actually from yesterday. So Sunday, December 7th is when it will be reopened, and they will have a special mass. But the Parve, as of last weekend, is closed off, and they're working today. It's Sunday. They're working today, putting up a massive tent. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what we know about that opening weekend. But it is just a little bit after the sunrise on Sunday morning. It is beautiful. It's 50 some odd degrees out. Yesterday morning it was 28 degrees out. Friday we had snow and it was freezing and so windy. But I also want to give you a little disclaimer here. If you hear me wincing with each step that I take, I did something to my back, but I didn't want to miss a week, so I got myself down here. So if you hear me wincing or hear a quick, sharp gasp, it's okay. It's just me trying to walk. So, but look it's beautiful. It's a beautiful morning. What can make me feel better than that? And just here, I'm going to zoom in because look up there. Just even look up at the gargoyles and against the sunrise. And just through the trees. All right, I just had to get it straightened up a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at this. I heard singing. How cute is this? How cute are those little guys? I thought maybe it was a singing from here. All right, so let's take a walk around. Huge clear top tent. They will be having a big concert, so they've been slowly announcing some of the performers. So the President of France, of course, will be here, and he will be speaking out in front. So, you know, to make sure you have that separation of church and state. And see which way it could go. He will be speaking out front, and then the Archbishop Ulrich will knock on the door 3 times, and they will go inside the church. And when they get inside the church, the Archbishop will do his thing. They will consecrate the organ, open it up, and then have a long mass. And then at 9 o'clock, they're going to have a concert. And the concert will be a mix of some popular, but also some classical music. Classical music will be performed inside the church, and the popular music will be performed outside. So there'll be a stage, which I'm guessing that this tent is going to be part of that, and it will be on France too. So I'm sure there is going to be a way to pick it up. It will be, morning time, or I guess that's noon West Coast. But I'm sure there's going to be a way to stream it online, hopefully. You can also set up on France.tv, set up an account, and if you have a VPN, if you don't have a VPN, get one for this, so you could watch it, and you can watch it for free. But here, let's see if I can get... kind of surprised they didn't take the bleachers down, but maybe they will be leaving those for a while. Here's where the pompiers could enter, so I'll just hang out right there. There was rumors that Bono was going to be here, or Paul McCartney. Bono apparently will be in Ireland recording a new album, so they already said that's out. But Paul McCartney will be here in Paris on the 4th and 5th of December at a huge concert, and doesn't have to be in his next place, which I think is Italy, until the 9th. So there's a possibility. Let's see if I could show you a little over. Look at how beautiful this day is. Hopefully the little hole in the fence is still here. Look how beautiful that is. I did events for 23 years, so seeing a tent go up like that gives me all sorts of heebie-jeebies. It's an incredible amount of work to put up those structured tents. We had the winds this morning. It's a 60-mile-an-hour gust. It's picking up again today, right now. But this morning it was so loud. Look at that. Peek over the fence a little. Look at that. Look at the doors. So also something that's going to happen this week on the 29th, which I believe is Friday, is the president is going to come in. It'll be his final visit before the opening. And it's also going to be the first time they release images of the interior. So that's a really big thing. And so I believe that's also going to be on TV on France too. So keep an eye on that, and I will of course share any of that I find with you, especially after the fact. I don't know what time it's going to be during the day. You know it's serious if they're working today, and it's Sunday. Bonjour. It's two of the workers. I love them. I love them all. How amazing for them to be a part of this. Okay, I think there's a big fence there, so I don't know if we get a good view of the doors. Sorry. No. Okay, look at kind of a little bit in there. I could see the Virgin of the Trameau. See her there? The replacement of the Virgin of the Pillar. Let's go back a little bit. Also, another thing I really wanted to share with you this week, and also on the podcast tomorrow, was the new exhibit that opened at the Cluny. Unfortunately, I've tried to go almost every single day this week, and they have been having a little strike. So sometimes they open in the afternoon for an hour or two. They are horrible at communication. I've only gotten one answer this week, but it's just they are having a strike, and so I'm going to try to go after this as well, but it's a Sunday, so hopes are pretty low for that. But I'm really hoping to get in there because I am so excited to see that exhibit, because it also includes things that they found. Oh, there's lots of good holes over here. It also includes lots of things they found under the transept. Oh my gosh, are you guys ready for this? Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll go up here. Look at that. Oh, have you ever seen anything so magnificent? Look at that. There's no more machinery and tents. The forecourt is finished. Oh, how beautiful. And there's the moon. Just amazing. Hopefully they're not going to get mad. There was a leak of some sort of somebody releasing something of a video on the inside, and they got in big trouble. And they took it down. Bonjour. Another worker. Oh, look at that. Just some random chairs sitting out there. Come on, focus in now. Look at that. Amazing. Sorry, I had to get some photos. But the exhibit at the Cluny also includes a lot of the statues of the kings that were found in April 1977. And the ones you see today that were done by Viollet-le-Duc and Lassus, they, because they were destroyed and they didn't have any of them to see for Viollet-le-Duc to make new ones from, he just designed new ones, but using kind of what he imagined as the techniques and how things were usually done at that period of time. So the ones that you see today in the Cluny that were found in 1977, they do look different from these because they had not found those ones by the time that Viollet-le-Duc did this. Ow. Sorry. Literally the smallest pebble, if I go over it, it kills me. It's pretty quiet on the work site other than what they're doing for the tent. A few other things this week. They also, the council voted to not have a charge on Notre Dame. I don't think that fight is over yet. Because the Mistress of Culture, Rachel Dati, she was not at this meeting, but the council did say, no, we are not charging for this. So really not much has changed on this side at all. Nor will it really look like it's changed much for a bit. Still have all of the hangers there underneath the buttresses. The big crane here is completely down, definitely because of that wind. The wind on Friday when we had all the snow was just crazy as well. Oops. Let's go down to the end and see what we have on that. And of course, the south side, that's where I think we'll see the most difference. Down this little street a little bit. Still see the moon out there today. On the second day, December 8th, which is the day it'll open to the public that evening, on December 8th, they'll have of course, a mass, and that mass will include the consecration of the altar. And in the altar, it also includes the relics of 5 saints that were important to Paris, including Catherine Labouré, who you might know is the Miraculous Medals, that's the church on Rue de Bac, but also Charles de Foucault, who died in 1916, but he was just canonized in 2022. So he is a pretty new saint, the Sainte Marie Eugène Milleret, and she actually had come to Notre Dame. She lived from 1817 to 1898, and she actually came to Notre Dame, and right after that is when she converted. So it's there is not Saint-Geneviève. Saint-Geneviève is up on top of the church, with Saint Denis, of course, keeping an eye on everything. It's a little easier to see some of the details here on the side. And we heard that the clock on the south side, one of the clocks has the hands on it now. So we'll have to go and see that. But from the 8th to the 15th, there's going to be a special themed mass each day. And I'm really excited because I've been invited to one of them. And so I will, usually a lot of times they don't want you to take pictures during the mass. But hopefully maybe I could get something, or definitely get something just in the church before the mass starts. Beautiful sunrise coming up. But the big news is when you could go back into the church. So I talked about this last week, and this week they put out a few more details as far as when. So from the 8th, on the 8th itself, the public will be able to go in at 5:30 to 10 p.m. And then on the 9th through the 13th, it'll be open to the public from 3:30 to 10. So mass will be earlier. And then from the 14th and the 15th, it's from 3:30 to 8 p.m. And then starting on the Monday the 16th, it'll be open normal hours, which is 7:45 a.m. to 7 p.m. I have seen a few times I've seen places listed as 7:30, but the past time, when it was open before the fire, it was always 7:45 a.m. So get here, whichever. That is the time that I would go, because you're going to have a lot less people coming at 7:45. When I would come before the fire, I would always come in here at 7:45 in the morning because it was a great time. Oh my goodness. Great time to come because it was really quiet and empty. I mean, I think you'll have definitely more people here this time now when it reopens at 7:45, but you're not going to have as much as you will have later in the day. And also for the reservations, that will be end of this month, which is this week, or beginning of December. It's France, so I would bet that on beginning of December, just because you cannot book tickets. This is the most important part, so everybody listen and write this down. The most important part is you will only be able to book those tickets the day before or the day of. So if you are coming in April, or you are coming in February, or if you are coming in January, or you are coming for Christmas, calm down. You will not be able to book those tickets until the day before, if that. So just keep that in mind. They will always have a line for non-ticket holders to get into the church, but just expect to wait for that. But again, that's why I say go early in the morning. But it's going to be worth it no matter what. However you could get in, and whatever time you could get in, it is definitely going to be worth it. The app, they will have an app as well, which they say the tickets, you could do the tickets on the app or the official Notre Dame website. The app will have instructions on the church. I've seen a few things about that saying that it will be only in French and Spanish when the app debuts before the church opens. And in 2025, they'll have it in 8 other languages. So I'm not sure about English because I have also seen on other websites, but the official information I saw just said French and Spanish to begin with. But it will be great because it will have information in there on different walks. Let's go over here because the sun is pretty. So I probably have to go up a step. Look at that. How pretty is that? Beautiful little morning here with some of the remains of the early Notre Dame. There was also a video that the official Notre Dame put out yesterday. It was kind of fun. It looked like a drone actually flying through all these offices, and how there's a tent underneath there, and they have a canteen, and it went through and showed where they had the architecture's office and everything. And I'm pretty sure I saw my Philippe in there. But those are full-fledged office buildings that they drop in there. And I'm imagining maybe some of those will start to go away, but we have not heard yet. All right, I have to stop so I could get some pictures. But I have the iPhone 16 Pro, which the camera is fantastic, but it records the videos in high definition. And I look through here and I see the sky, and it looks amazing, but it doesn't. You can't even capture this. The video is even better than the actual photo. So there is another fun thing, which you know I'm obsessed with, is just about every print media here in Paris in France is coming out with special issues all about Notre Dame. And of course, you know, I have to have every single one of them. The Stéphane Bern, who's the greatest historical gift of France, who as always has a great TV show, Secrets of History, and he did there's a whole magazine issue about Notre Dame, and there's a few other ones already. So, of course, I'm picking all of those up. Just like my grandmother and my grandfather, I'm sure I will buy every issue of the newspapers I could find that opening weekend. Oh, look at there's some people down there, or some sort of a buoy. The water is getting higher, so we had so much rain and then the snow. It is about 1.8 meters above level right now. Doesn't look too bad though. So also another fun thing they announced this week is who is supplying the official wine for the opening. And it is a winery out of the Loire Valley. And it's owned by two people that just bought it in 2019. They bought this, and one of them used to be a lawyer for the diocese. And it's a husband and wife team. The Grange de la Bénisson de. And there's a canon law they have to follow, and it has to be just fermented juice. It cannot have anything in it, which, you know, you have different ranks of what they call bio wine over here, natural wine. But they also supplied the wine for when the Pope was in Marseille. I think that was last year. So it's very exciting. And when they found out that this was open for people to submit their wines, they came up to Paris and brought their wines, and it was chosen by the Archbishop of Paris. Also this week, on the 19th, the new reliquary for the Crown of Thorns went in. This does not mean that the Crown of Thorns will always be on display. It will be placed in here in the special new reliquary when it's on display, which is normally the first Friday of each month at 3 p.m. and then every Friday of Lent at 3 p.m. And then it's out on Good Friday, I think, for most of the day. But that was installed this week, and most of the Treasury has been completely finished with all the reliquaries, and I don't believe that the paintings have been returned yet. Paintings and sculptures. Of course, the statue of the Virgin went in last Friday. And here we are. Still, there's more scaffolding, which is fantastic news. There's more scaffolding up there by the spire, the base of the spire, than there was last week. So that means they are going to get cracking on finishing the open work, which should go pretty fast. But they are saying beginning of 2025. It's got to be incredibly cold up there. looks like one of the hangers, one more hanger is out there. But the hangers, those pieces that going under the buttresses, I talked about those a lot last week. But those were created and added starting in June of 2019. And they have begun to take those out starting here on the south side. The north side will not come out till probably beginning first quarter of 2025. We still have leaves holding onto the trees, so it's a little strange to see the snow the other day so early. I think the only clock we'll be able to see is the southwest, because the one here on the southeast side is kind of right behind where that white tarp is covering it up. And I posted a little reel video on Instagram last night of some of the pictures and videos of the last couple weeks here. And when I came by the other day, right where you see that red container, those windows were open and there was lights on, and you could see that people were in there, and I was able to zoom all the way in. So be sure to check. I will keep everybody updated on the Cluny Museum, and hopefully I could get in there this week, because I wanted to do the podcast episode yesterday all about that. Ow. It's going to be strange when it's going to take a few years for everything to be finished, but it is going to be strange. But it'll be all the fantastic things inside I could share. So look at that, the whole northwest side of the transept up here, or southwest side, sorry, is completely, the roof part of that, not the transept, the part there to the left, is revealed. How great is that? I'm sure these runners are pretty happy with this warmer day today. This crane, this big white one, is still actually up. My back feels a tiny bit better walking, but still not 100%. Zoom in here for you. You can see. Yeah, there was more scaffolding below that, because I got video the other day of the workers walking across it, so that's all come down now. Do love a Sunday morning though. So I'm going to try to come down here. This is a busy week in Paris because there's a lot of visitors, because a lot of people have the week off. So I'm very busy with tours, but I will try to get down here as often as I can this week to check on it, and especially next week. Next week being the first week of December. I have lots of things planned because it would have been my grandmother's birthday. So last year I decided to make it that was the day I'd get my tree. So I'm very excited to go and get my tree on her birthday. And I've been buying some more ornaments because I only moved a few with me, some of her very favorites. And I'm very excited to put those up, and I've been buying some new ones, and so I've kept them wrapped up since I bought them, just honestly the last few weeks, but I'm really excited to open them again, and I will share all of that. But I also have a whole bunch of fun things I'm going to do this month, and of course I will share that with all of you. Make sure you're following me on my Instagram. We can just sit here and take her all in. Just beautiful. Who else is excited that it's reopening? I know I say this 15 times, but can you believe it? Can you believe that we're here? Can you believe that 5 years and 8 months ago we would be at this point in just this amount of time? It's just amazing. But hopefully within the next 5 years, I'll get into the Cluny exhibit. But you can see a little bit more of the fence. Look at how pretty this morning is. And warm. So be sure to follow me on my Instagram, Claudine Bleu Blanc Rouge, same name as my YouTube, and also my newsletter, which you can find all the information at ClaudineHemingway.com. Oh, look, it's here. And I will be sharing more and more information. Oh, there's the clock. Oh, I do see hands on there. You see that? It's not right though. I think it says it's 10:05. I think it's more 9:05. How amazing is this camera on this phone? That rooster is almost, I guess it was probably 11 months ago. I think it was, I want to say maybe December 18th or so, December something like that, that they put the rooster back up. I can't believe it was a year ago. It feels like yesterday. So this part right here is where it's called the open work. They also up there, up along kind of where you see these windows, where it is those windows right here. Let's get back down here. These windows specifically are called the clear story, as they let in more of the light coming into the church. And on this side is where they put those 3 new bells, 2 of which were rung at the Olympics and the Paralympics. Those have been added into the church. Just such a beautiful morning. I could sit here all morning, partially because it's gonna really hurt to stand up. I'll make sure to do that off camera so you don't hear me wincing in extreme pain. one thing, you know, there's one thing. I know a lot about Notre Dame, and I know a lot. I am standing up. I know a lot about Notre Dame and the art and the history and everything, but one thing that I cannot find, and I'm hoping that with some of the people I have talked to associated with this is what I should have asked Philippe. Who this is. Which bishop is that? Could be Martel. Could be Saint-Germain. It is literally in nothing. And I have a bazillion books about the Louvre. I have the next subject I have a ton of is Notre Dame, and it is not in a single thing I have. I even have some books that Viollet-le-Duc did. It is not listed in anything. Nothing. I do not know who he is, and it's going to make me crazy. It's been making me crazy since 2017. Look at that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with my winces. But I'm hoping I have a long tour tomorrow, so I will stand here and give a little prayer to Saint Geneviève up there in Notre Dame to get me feeling better, because a long tour on marble and cobblestones is not the greatest thing in the world for my back. So hopefully it's much, much better, and I will bring you more this week. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, ClaudineHemingway.com, and subscribe to my Instagram or Facebook. The same things I put on Instagram also go to my Facebook page. So if you're not on Instagram, join my Facebook, Blue Blanc Rouge, and I will put all those links down below. And here's one more beautiful shot with my girl Saint Geneviève, down there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining and bearing with me. And I will see you next Sunday, or next weekend for sure. Next weekend is also, next Monday is also the 220th anniversary of the coronation of Napoleon. So I've also been doing a ton of stuff on that, and I will be sharing more about that with some videos and information as well. I only wish I could have gotten into Notre Dame for that, because that is where the coronation happened. So all the research I'm doing right now is about Notre Dame, the coronation of Notre Dame, or coronation of Napoleon, and also another part of the Louvre, but they all intertwine at some point, which I love. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful Thanksgiving to those of you in the United States. You kind of forget that that's even a thing here, because obviously they don't celebrate it, but I hope all of you have a fantastic, and I know one thing I'm very thankful for is this lady coming back, and also thankful for all of you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, and all of your fantastic messages that you send to me, and I will see you next weekend also, if not before. Thank you, guys.